Hey guys, it's your girl Rihanna Safai and I'm back with another banger. So today I'm basically gonna do a highly requested video of basically like what happened to me and why I was in the hospital recently. And I'm just gonna get into like death and like somewhat of a detail of like what really happened and what was going on and why I was in the hospital. And I'm also gonna input some clips and like pictures of me in the hospital. Some of them might be a little graphic, so you know, just watch out for that. And basically we're just gonna get right into it. Okay, so basically to get into it, March 17th, like it was like an early release day for me. So on March 17th, I woke up not really feeling well, and I felt like I thought I was just like a little bit sick. I'll sleep it off, I'll be okay. I ended up waking up from my nap and like passing out on the way to the bathroom. So then I woke up, I wasn't feeling well. I called my mom and I was telling her that I wasn't feeling good and that I was kind of like in a lot of pain, and I told her this pain felt kind of different in a way. So she got off of work early and she just thought that, you know, I was having like an allergic reaction to my medication that I usually take or something in general. But I told her, no, it feels different, I can't breathe, this, that, and the third. So she came, she gave me like my breathing treatment. I was like, no, it's not working, I could barely talk, I'm not feeling good. I ended up going to Northwest Hospital, the ER. I was admitted around like 3:54, and later they were like checking me, they're doing this, and my tonsils were swollen red to the point where it's like it was kind of like closing down my circulation, so that's why I couldn't breathe, and that's why it was harsh for me to talk. My blood pressure was a little high, my oxygen level was a little low, and everything else came out negative. Strep throat, you know, the pregnancy, like they ruled that all out. COVID, all that was all ruled out. So it was like I was just like throwing up straight bio. Like it was like no food or nothing in it. It was just like just straight bio. So they were really trying to figure out, because they were like the pain was in my abdomen area and I have history of like stomach problems. So they were really trying to figure it out. And I was sitting there, they did a lot of blood work, they did an ultrasound, they did an x-ray, they did an MRI and stuff. So they're just basically trying to figure it out. Later then they were gonna get ready to discharge me. I ended up throwing up nothing, like just straight bile. And then I didn't have like a bowel movement in a long time, like I was kind of like constipated. So they ended up like admitting me, or like transferring me to Cold Springs Hospital around like 12ish, and we was waiting for the ambulance to come and transport me over to Cold Springs Hospital. So we was in the ER of Cold Springs, and they're redoing the same test to see what's going on. And then yeah, like I was transferred. Then I was admitted into a Cold Springs Hospital, a pediatric room, around 2:34 March 18th, and they put an IV, they hooked me up to everything. I got put like in my room and everything. My mom had her little side area to stay, because you know I couldn't stay by myself, so they gave her like a little side area, and that was basically happened. I ended up going to sleep because I was really tired and like drained just from everything and all the tests. So I ended up going to sleep, and then the next day they came in, they were checking on me, they're giving me running tests, more tests. They're asking me the rate of like the scale of my pain from 1 to 10, and I was like, oh, it's like a really bad, like solid 8. And they were like, 8, that's a little high. So they were checking it. They didn't really consult my other doctors until my mom told them the history and stuff. So they're just asking questions and basically just trying to get to like understand what the pain and where the pain was. And they just kept like giving me medication to like get rid of the pain. So one of the medications they gave me, actually I had a reaction to it. Ended up having a really bad nosebleed, and like it was just gushing a lot of blood, and I was like in really loud pain. So I was like, oh, this is not working. And they're like, oh, you have to take some type of pain. I was like, I don't want to take no medication, nothing. Like I was very scared, because like it was nothing. It's like felt like nothing was helping. Like it'll go into my body and just come right out, and nothing was helping. I didn't want to get up from my bed, I didn't want to walk around. I was in a lot of pain. So I was really just laying in there half the time, just watching the TV. Sometimes I didn't even want them like messing with my IV. I didn't want them touching me. I didn't even want to sit up for them to check me. But I had to do it, obviously, so they could figure out what was going on. So March 19th, I was there, like, it was like towards like 8, 8:30ish. My friends came to visit, you know, we were all playing the game, everybody's just chilling, watching TV, we were all there. My arm started to swell up. So apparently, I guess the vein that my IV was in blew, like this area, and it started to swell up like really bad. My hand was getting fat, I had fluid, so they had to change my IV. I'll put that clip in like somewhere on this side. So they had to change it. It was like it hurt like really bad. It was like pinching. It felt, my hand was like swollen and would get icy cold. And then like I don't even know. It was just like very painful and like dramatic, like traumatic in a way. So yeah, they changed my IV, and then my friends ended up leaving because visiting hours ended at 8. They ended up leaving, and they gave me like, you know, lunch, breakfast, and dinner. I couldn't eat though. I was on an MPO diet where I could have no fluids, no eating, because they wanted to figure out what was going on before they actually gave me something to eat. So basically that's basically what happened. Like I was like, no diet, nothing. They kept asking me, oh, am I stressed out? Do I have anxiety issues? Is it something at home? They're asking how am I feeling? Is it like something going on in my head? Am I going through some type of stress or pain? So I'm like in my head, like, what? So they just kept asking me questions, just and they're examining me. And then they put it to test to give me something to eat. I ended up throwing it up. Like, I ate, it sat there for a minute and a half, not even a minute, like a couple of seconds, ended up running to the bathroom, not even running to the bathroom, like I was literally, I grabbed them, like I had a whole bucket, I just threw it all up, like it was like completely just nothing, like I couldn't keep nothing, I couldn't even keep water down, like every time I drank something, I throw it up, like to the point now they had like keep doing it through my IV, and they just kept giving me a fluid bag, and that's basically that. And then I was there to like March like 31st, not 31st, March 21st. Okay, March 21st I was there. I don't know why I said 31st. I was there till March 21st, and they discharged me around like 5:30ish. Even though me and my mom both told them I was not feeling 100% to go home. I was like, I don't feel good. They're like, I think it's better if you recover at home because there's not much more left we can do for you here. And I was telling my mom, I don't feel good. Like, I physically can't get up and walk around like I usually do. I can't physically just sit there and do, like, I get dizzy right as soon as I get up. I feel dizzy. Like no matter what I did, I felt dizzy. I felt like my body was just giving up. It was failing. I felt like everything was shutting down. And I was telling her that. So she was telling them, and the best of it, she doesn't feel 100% to go home. It was like, there's nothing more left we can do here. We tried everything. We can't just hold a room if like we can't really figure out the problem. So me and mom said whatever. They ended up discharging me. Not even an hour later, me and my mom are driving off. Not even an hour later, I'm feeling dizzy in a car. I'm bobbing my head back and forth. We get to the store because my mom was like, okay, we're going to the store, get some stuff for you to eat when we go home. As soon as my mom parked, I was feeling dizzy, bro. I almost fainted. I ended up throwing up in the parking lot right there. So my mom ended up seeing like her friend. So she was sitting there and talking to her friend. I rushed out the car. I was throwing up like crazy. And I was like, Mom, I don't feel good. Like, I feel like you could see it in my face. And I know I wasn't tripping because you could see it, like, literally in my face. I looked like crap. Like, I literally looked so bad. Like, you could tell I was sick and, like, I wasn't 100% better. My body felt weak and everything. So, we went to go pick up one of my brothers. We went to West Boca. We ended up driving all the way to West Boca Hospital around, like, 6-ish. I would say 6-ish, right? Yeah, I would say like 6-ish, somewhat around there. And we were waiting in the emergency room. Yeah, we were waiting in the emergency room, and I ended up getting into the emergency room around 8:53. I stayed there for like a couple of days. I was admitted. Yeah, I stayed there for like 3 days. I was like admitted into a room around 10, 11. I stayed there for a couple of days. my GI doctor ended up came to visit me March 24th. So it's March 24th. My GI doctor came to visit me at West Boca because his office is right there. So my GI doctor came to come visit me and was asking me what was going on. He explained the story. My mom explained what happened and what I was going through. And I was telling him the exact thing. He started feeling my stomach. He did like this little thing he put on my stomach. He went and was tapping it, feeling for vibration and stuff. And he was like, I see the problem. He asked me a specific question. He was like, what medication do you take? I take ibuprofen and naproxen for my knee. And he was like, that's what it is. And I was like, what? And then he told my mom the diagnosis. I had almost, not even halfway there, almost bleeding ulcers and mild gastritis. And like little holes, they're like, my ulcers like little pocket holes in my stomach. And they were almost about to bleed. So if I would have went home and like those like 3 days ago, if I would have went home that day, I was discharged from Cold Springs Hospital. They said they could have started bleeding in my sleep. Anything could happen. I could have died. Anything could have possibly happened. So they ended up putting me on a specific diet. So they put me on this diet, and he told me, you have ulcers and mild gastritis, and these lesions in your stomach are opening. So he told me you will have surgery tomorrow morning, which was March 25th. I ended up having surgery, but it wasn't. I was supposed to have it at 11 a.m. They ended up extending it, and I ended up having it around 3. Yeah, 4:53. So they brought me down. Like, I had to do a breathing treatment and everything because I have asthma, and they were putting me to sleep, so I do a breathing treatment. So they brought me down. They brought me down to the OR room, and like the prep room, and they're checking my pulse, putting the sticky like things on me, on my chest and on my stomach. They're checking my oxygen level and all that stuff. So my mom was just there with me the whole time before I went in, and basically I was really nervous. I would say that I wasn't scared. I was more so nervous because it's like a major thing. Like I could have been something seriously could have went wrong if I didn't even go to West Boca. Like, I could have been, like, God forbid, dead. Like, it could have been something really serious. So I was just nervous and thinking, I was like scared. And so I was like, you know what? I was crying. My mom was holding my hand, and I was just going through it. So they brought me in. They told me to breathe, relax. They ended up putting the little mask thing on me for my oxygen. And then they told me to breathe, count backwards to 10. So I was counting backwards. I just went straight to sleep. Like, I didn't even finish my numbers. Bro, I was knocked out, slumped, type junk. Like, I didn't even get to finish. So I was knocked out. And then, yeah, it was like a 2-hour out. It was a 2-hour surgery. They put a scope down my throat. Like, it's got an endoscopy. Yeah, endoscopy. They put a scope down my throat. They checked to see what's going on in my stomach. They looked around. They saw the lesions were opening. They cleaned the inside and everything, and they made sure I was okay. Basically, after the 2 hours was done, they waited for me to wake up. So I woke up. They like woke me up a little bit. I woke up, and I was in a lot of pain. Like, my throat was hurting, my stomach was hurting. My back was hurting. That's how bad it was. My back was hurting. So they took me out. They rolled me to the waiting room. My mom was there waiting. We went up back to my room. They gave me some Gatorade and some ice chips, and they told me to just like relax. That the next day, the next day, not even the same day. It was the same day. It was like a little bit later on. Yeah. Was it? Yeah. So a little bit later on, the nurses came in. They were giving me the medication I needed to take. I had to take specific medication. I had to take, mind you, I forgot to mention, my iron was low. I'm anemic. My iron is very low. It's like an 8.7. That's low. That's just really low. So what? They had to give me iron pills. I was taking different types of medication. I had to take the specific medication that coats my stomach, so when I eat, it won't irritate me as much. Half of my stomach lining's torn, and basically, yeah. So after that, the day I was getting discharged, March 26th, in the morning, like towards the afternoon, morning, in the morning, the doctor came in, he explained everything. He said I was good, and he's like, he's gonna put me on a diet. They put me on the diet, and March 26th, they just like did a little test run. I was there, put on a diet. They was giving me the diet. I had to eat like bland food. I can't have nothing with seasonings, none of that on there. Then they I was there for like 2 a.m. so it was like the 24th. Dr. came in. The next morning, 25th, I was there all day. I think it was the 24th. I'm honestly, I really believe it was the 24th. I'm not sure. I'm really not. I think it was probably like the 22nd, yeah. It was the 22nd. Then the surgery was the 24th. No, it's the 22nd. Surgery was the 23rd. I was there the 24th, 25th. Discharged the 26th. Okay, yeah. So the 25th, they gave me the layout. There's test running me. They wanted me to walk around, make sure I was able to be stable, and walk around. And yeah. Oh Jesus. So yeah. So they making sure I was stable enough to walk around. I had to do like 3 laps every 2 hours. I had like do this thing where they're helping me be consistent with my bowel movement, because I was really constipated. Like I was not like using the bathroom. So they did it to make sure I was like physically able to use the bathroom. That's so weird to say. And so yeah, that's what happened. March 26th, I was discharged around 12:30, not even 1:30ish. Got home around like 1:30ish, 1:40. Got home around 1:56. And I was feeling a lot more confident and better being discharged from West Boca than I was when I was discharged from Cold Springs. Mind you, Cold Springs Hospital was not my choice. They physically just like pushed me out. But from West Boca, they're making sure I was fit. Like they made me do a whole bunch of test runs before I was physically able to. So I felt 88% much better than I did leaving Cold Springs. And even then, when I came home, I was still in a lot of pain. I started taking the medications. I had to stay on schedule, and that's like basically it. And I was just like, it was just like a lot, and it was very draining. I ended up not going to school for like 2-3 weeks, and it is now April 15th. Yeah, it's now April 15th. I literally just started going to school Tuesday, which not even Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, which was so yesterday was the 14th, which was Thursday. Wednesday was the 13th. So I went to school April 12th. Went to school April 12th, and I was very nervous to go back. I was scared to go back, very, very scared to go back, because I feel like my body wasn't ready. That's why I was in school. I was online school for a good 2-3 weeks, completing my work at home and just relaxing, because I got really bad back spasms after everything, and I had to take medication for it. And I just myself, I knew my body wasn't ready for all that hours of being up and all that stuff. So that Tuesday I went back. Yeah, that Tuesday I went back. My body was handling it pretty well to start off with. There was a week, it was a nice welcome back. All my friends were excited to see me. They all gave me a hug. They were like, "Oh, we missed you. How you feeling?" We had a luau at my school, so it was like a little bouncy house, a barbecue. We was having, not even a barbecue, it was more like as a little luau, and we were having a lot of fun, water fight and all stuff. But when I came home, I felt it. Like when I told you, I felt all of that. Like I came home at I got out at 2:50, so I came home around like 3ish. I took a nap. The minute I came home, I did not wake up till 7. I did not wake up till 7. And even when I woke up from that nap at 7, my eyes were so heavy. I still felt tired. My body still felt like it was shutting down. I felt like I needed more sleep, even though I reached like my max of sleeping. So I tried to go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep. I was not feeling good. And even certain foods, I still tend to throw it up. I still tend to, my body's not 100% better till this day. Like literally today, my body's still not 100% better. At work, I have to take at least a couple of 5-minute breaks in between just to relax it down, because I get very dizzy. I do get very tired easily now, and my body's just very weak at the moment. It's not 100% better as to where it, like I used to would be, and I'm working towards that. I really am. I lost 10 to 15 pounds. I was 189 going in. I ended up coming out 174. So the diet is working in a healthy way. It is helping me lose a lot of weight, and it is working. With the diet I am now, I don't throw up. My stomach doesn't hurt as much, and I have regular. I still haven't had a completely regular bowel movement in a week, like in a couple weeks. I had a follow up with my GI doctor like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks after my discharge, and he was just make sure everything's okay. We were telling him what happened at the Cold Springs Hospital, which was very unbelievable. Like I can't even believe I went through that. Like I literally can't believe I went through that at Cold Springs Hospital. And then he was just telling me to continue the diet, and he was looking at the MRI scans and the ultrasounds and the x-rays, all that. And he was telling me that I'm gonna feel the pain in my back. I'm still gonna feel the pain because I'm still recovering. And he told me to take it very easy with a lot of bending, with a lot of doing extracurricular stuff that has to do with me moving my body a lot. And he said to be careful in school because it's like my body does get drained. Make sure I'm taking my medication on time every day, continuously, until I feel 100% better. I'm on this diet for like at least a month or two, just to get a roll of it. And I might even continue after I'm done. Like after I feel 100% better, after like I'm done taking the medication, I'm off all my medication, I'm still gonna continue doing the diet, but not 100%. Like I'm still gonna work with the healthy diet because I'm not trying to go back. That was honestly like the worst pain I've ever been in my life, the worst experience I've ever been in. And I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to end up back in the hospital. I don't want to end up getting this major stomach surgery where I have to live with a bag on my stomach for the rest of my life, and I can't do certain things certain people can't do. I want to be able to live my life as a teenager, you know, still have a good life and be healthy. And I really do thank God for giving me the signs before anything bad completely happened to me. And I'm really happy I got to find the cure, not even like the cure, just the solution to my problem. And while I was going through that, because anything could have happened, literally anything. Like during like the whole surgery, like my breathing was shaky, really shaky. It was going up and down. I could have went to cardiac arrest at any given moment. Going home, even instead of going to West Boca and just going straight home after Cold Springs discharge, I could have died. Literally, like my ulcers could have started bleeding. I could have had really bad internal bleeding. So it's like an eye opener. Like I could have something seriously bad, like really bad, could have happened to me. And it's a very like big eye opener for me. And I just want to put it out there that like sometimes you don't want to go to the hospital because hospital people just, they want the money. It's not this, it's not that. Don't always think that, because it's like at any given moment anything bad can happen. You could seriously regret not going, and you could seriously regret going. You never know. It's a life lesson throughout everything. And me, it was like a life opening to me, because like when they told me I could have honestly died in my sleep because my ulcers could have bursted and started bleeding very bad, I was like, I'm so thankful for my mother. Like I'm so thankful my mother took the extra step and said, let's go to the ER. Because I could have kept on, oh, it's okay, I'm fine, I'll drink some tea. Even though I was barely talking, like my voice was not there. Like I was trying to literally talk to my mom, and I had no voice. Like I literally sounded like I was dying. I looked like I was dying. I didn't look like my normal self. I wasn't smiling, nothing. And my mom was like, no, there's something wrong. There's seriously, literally something wrong. And I promise you, it was not funny to me. Like I had some moments where like I was telling certain friends what was going on with me, and they were making jokes, and I didn't find it funny. I was really hurt by that because I didn't find it funny. Like, it just wasn't a funny situation. And, like, I do want to thank all the people who did reach out to me and to make sure I was okay, and who was just there for me all in all, especially the ones who came to visit me. I really do love you guys for doing that. And I want to give out like a really big shout out to my friend Brandon. He, not even my friend, he's like my brother. Like, that's not my twin. He's been there for me since the first day I was admitted. He was there by my side all the time. The first day he came to visit me, he was helping me up using the bath. He was helping me go into the bathroom, helping me sit down. Even when I got transferred to West Boca, he was the only friend that took that time to travel over there. He was there the morning of my surgery. He came the night of my surgery. He made sure he stayed so my mom could leave and get stuff that she needed and go hang out. Not even go hang out, to like just so she can have like a relaxation of herself, get, you know, everything recollected, you know, because she was going through, as a mother or as a parent in general, when your kid is going through that type of pain, your brain is not going to be stable. Like, you're going to be physically in a lot of pain. You're mentally just going to be overwhelmed, especially because at that time, even my brother ended up getting injured too. He was in the hospital because he tore his Achilles. So now my mom's like, she has 2 kids sitting here in the hospital, and one's at home with a whole wrap, one's in the hospital, and she's like, her brain's just like, oh my God, like, what is going on? Why is everything happening to me? But it's like, it's not that God's putting on her, or like that is just happening to her. It's just honest, like life altering, like it's just lessons and stuff. And oh, also shout out to my brother. He will be dropping a recovery video and explanation video of what happened to him. So if y'all want to go check that out, you know, I'll put his YouTube, his link in the description in the bio. And yeah, don't forget to also like, comment, subscribe, you know, just saying. And as what I was saying is, like, you have to have real people by your side. That's all. It's like, especially this experience was really tough for me. I find it the most hardest and painful experience for me, and I hope to never go through it again. I really, like, from this day, like, from that day on and forward, I'm on like a whole healthy type. I'm on a healthy lifestyle. Like, I don't even want to like even experience that pain ever. Like, that pain was different. I never ever want to go through that ever. And me personally, just want to thank my mom. Like, thank my mom for being bedside with me through it all. Literally, like, held my hand, walked me all the way into the room when I was nervous and scared, holding my hand in the room until it's time for me to go to sleep. Like, I was driving her crazy, yes. Like, the screaming, the crying, the mommy, it hurts, the ma, help me, this and that. I was driving her crazy. Yes, I'm 100%. I drove my mother crazy while I was in the hospital. But she stuck through it. She stuck through to me through all the way until I was discharged. Every time I asked her something, she did. If she see me get up, are you okay? What's wrong? She walked me, helped me to the bathroom. She made sure I was okay. The moment I was feeling dizzy and felt like I was going to fall, even though she had an injured knee, that lady was up and running to make sure I don't fall. She injured herself to make sure I was okay. So, that's just a warrior. That's a hero to me. And I'm very, very, very grateful for my mother. Very grateful for my mom. I'm grateful for God also to literally was like over me. Like, he was literally like just healing all over me from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. He made sure I was 100% okay. He made sure, like, no, she's not dying on this table. No, this not happening. No, no, no. He just made sure everything was straight for me. And very thankful. So yeah, it was a highly requested video. You know, it was story time. I try to explain as much as in depth. I will be inputting like a lot of videos and clips on either, like, just so you guys could just get like a visual of what I was talking about. And to explain a little more, ulcers is just little pocket holes that are literally like in like their stomach, and lesions are like little little muscles, tendons that, not even like muscles, they're like a bruising in your stomach that can burst at any moment if you eat a certain type of food, any acidic food. It could burst and it can just bleed and cause a lot of pain. And that's basically what gastritis is. It's like lesions, gastritis. That's literally what it is. And ulcers is like little pocket holes in your stomach that shouldn't be there. And my stomach lining is just like the protecting under your like intestines, like abdomen area. It's the last thing, like the breakdown. It's the breakdown of like the last part, like everything passed through. So if that is messed up, all the pain is just gonna be very painful. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. This is the end of the story time. It's your girl Risa Fire, and I'm out.